Mike.
Jake.
So I have to admit something to you.
What?
I thought I got cyber scammed. Not in a bad way.
You
And not
okay?
like clicking a bad link.
All right.
So
What are the details here?
so the details are these videos we do, right? So here I am and I'm looking at the camera, but when I look at you, I look up. And when I look down at somebody who sends a comment, I look down. And so I kind of hate that. Well, so somebody posted a camera that goes on the center of your screen so that when you're looking at the person, you're looking at the camera. And it was on Indiegogo. And I paid for this thing like at the beginning of the pandemic or in the mid pandemic. And I was like, you know what? Like, I think I just lost $100 because it's never showed up. Do you want to know what happened this morning?
It showed up.
I got a tracking number for it.
Really? And you bought this when?
I don't know. A long time ago.
And so you thought the tracking number, when the tracking number showed up, it was a scam?
No. I thought it like no. I thought like I just lost this money. It's a skit, whatever. And then the tracking number showed up in this totally weird email that went to my junk, and I thought that was a scam. So if this thing shows up, like it'll prove that I wasn't scammed. Although I'm totally sure that I was. That's why I always pay for these things on PayPal, so that if I get scammed, they don't like get a credit card number or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, send me a link to that camera if you like it. I need
you'll see it live. So,
okay.
Hey,
so I'll see you, not it. It's kind of how this thing works.
Oh, is that how this works? I didn't know. I didn't know. Hey, so other folks don't know. Guess who I saw yesterday? You. I actually got to see you in person. It was pretty amazing.
In 3 dimensions.
In 3 dimensions. And you said you were going to
3 obese dimensions is what it feels like to me after sitting here for 2 years.
And you said you were going to do a recording last night?
Yeah, we recorded the last track for the album last night, which means we're okay with the drums. Okay, and now we have to retrack guitars and vocals, but we're almost done, which is good because again, through the recording over the last couple of months, I put on too much Rainier weight, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean. No.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know. I think I've put on limoncello weight, dirty martini weight, Manhattan weight. So yeah.
Okay.
Hey, and you mentioned yesterday, and I forgot to ask you more about it. You were excited about Pisces. What's going on?
Yeah. So this might be a bit premature. I can tell you, but now I guess I'm going to tell everybody in the world. It sure looks like we have a new state partner, and we're going to create a Pisces chapter in, drumroll please, Kentucky. Not only that, it looks like we're going to get some support from Microsoft. Yeah, in our efforts to specifically get into the network of HBCUs and onboard them and get them teaching analyst curriculum and monitoring local governments across their state.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Wow. And I mean, those, certainly in Kentucky, but, those governments, especially rural governments, really need this, making sure that practitioners with operational experience, is the way to move the needle. We were just talking about the talent shortage.
Yeah.
And get us out of the business about talking about how cyber horrible everything is.
Did you say cyber horrible?
I just attach cyber to everything that I say now. That's just how it works. After 3 years of working with you, I just say cyber with everything.
Just to like poke me.
Yeah, welcome to this cyber video. Pretend, just pretend I work for the federal government, and it'll seem normal. They attach cyber to everything. So, if the feds are doing it, it must be right.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the news. You also, when I saw yesterday, you're talking about new ransomware numbers.
Well, so the double extortion tactic, that kind of ransomware is up more than 900%. And they're saying it's largely due to ransomware as a service. So anyone can pay a fee and bring down fire. And that means they'll encrypt your network after stealing records, intellectual property, whatever, and holding that in reserve so that if you're not going to pay them, they'll make it all public. So, for example, a ransomware attack on Planned Parenthood grabbed records for 400,000 patients, and I'm sure there is some negotiating going on right now. What else? TSA has issued rules for rail, right? Security rules, meaning that, like pipelines, there had been no oversight from the sector-specific agency, the TSA, up to this point. So, I mean, is that a good thing that they're getting under the hood now? Yeah. Is it a bad thing that it's been neglected all this time and it's rail, passenger and freight both? Let's see. A botnet has been building with vulnerable AT&T VoIP systems. And the company's cleaning that up right now, but it's thought that these would have been used for distributed denial of service attacks. And speaking of which, Google has not only disrupted a botnet called Glooptiba.
Glooptiba?
Glooptiba. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Isn't Glooptiba what makes you fat during the pandemic?
No, that's Rainier. And Google is suing 2 gang members that they've identified. Good luck with that. I don't know if that'll work, but that's one to watch. There were 49 ransomware attacks against critical infrastructure sectors, financial, health, government, manufacturing, and information technology. In one of those, Delta Montrose Electric Association in Colorado lost their billing system and the majority of their historical records going back 25 years.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they use those records going back to do things like forecasting and, all kinds of statistics.
And they're just lost? They're just gone?
Gone. Yeah, gone. Not getting them back.
Right. Wow, that's not good.
Yeah.
Hey, we every week we sort of have a new section where we talk about cryptocurrency because it's the hot thing. I read like 4 or 5 pieces about how many millions have been stolen just in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And you said your wife had a Coinbase account compromised, a Coinbase account, and then her phone was compromised. Seems like there's a lot of signal going on here. What's the deal? Anything new?
The latest one, I think this was in the blast this morning or maybe yesterday, is the Bitmart exchange that got hit for $196 million. And another exchange lost $31 million due to some bug in their logic that was exploited so that they could just, the difference between going in and going out, and they were able to change the differential there and get paid when they brought something out. It's actually kind of brilliant. It's being reported this morning that since 2011, that more than $12 billion has been stolen. Right? So this is a money-making op for sure. And I think there's still one exchange that's negotiating with the gang to try and get some of their funds back. It's a blockchain company called Badger DAO. They lost $119 million, but I don't think the negotiation with this one is going in. Remember when that happened last time?
And there was actually just gave the money back.
He gave the money back, right?
Right.
Because he wasn't doing it to steal the money. He was doing it to, flex cyber muscle. I don't know. There are Twitter bots.
That's flexing cyber muscle, right? Okay.
Yeah, sure it is. Watching for if somebody makes a support request to one of the exchanges, like you're having trouble with a crypto transaction or something like that, and then they take over the conversation and they scam the user out of their wallet. So that's going on Twitter. The OCC, the Office of the Comptroller of Currency, is going to release guidance on cryptocurrency pretty soon. And federal legislators are asking the types of questions that are absolutely going to end up with regulation. You saw the Coinbase CEO was in front of Congress, I think yesterday or the day before.
I thought
that's what's all going on.
Great. And we know now that your wife has a Coinbase account, or did. Do you own cryptocurrency?
No, I own stock in security companies. And I want to go back to the ransomware as a service topic for a minute. So this RAS, this is going to be a big problem if we don't get our arms around this pretty quickly. And here's why. There was an article last week about how technology companies and services that have been implicated in supporting the planning of violence and serving as, let's just say, echo chambers for the media illiterate, have been hacked and hacked and hacked. You've heard about Epic, the domain registrar, but also Parler, others. This is politically motivated cyber activism, and so far it's pretty one-sided. And in fact, the article talked about how these businesses are poorly protected because no professional security practitioners want to work with them.
Oh, great.
But if you can attack an organization despite the fact that you have no skills just by contracting the service, then the gloves have come all the way off and mayhem is going to ensue, right? So ask yourself this. Do you think Russian gangs would market this service to some of these groups that would like to do what just happened to Planned Parenthood? The answer is yes, and this is coming. And, you know, as we're doing this end of the year PR and making predictions, that's one of my predictions.
Great. That really makes me warm and fuzzy as a prediction. I hope it doesn't come true. At the end of every year, you make predictions, and every year I hope that you're wrong. So here we go again. I mean, you know, you're talking about ransomware gangs colluding with our own domestic gangs. I mean, yuck. You know, talk about Russian gangs taking advantage of us, right? All right, change subject. Threats and vulns. What do you got?
The biggie this week is SonicWall. There are 2 critical stack-based buffer overflow vulnerabilities that can let remote unauthenticated attackers execute as nobody, right? Nobody is a historical user that's always present in a Unix-based system, right? It's the unprivileged user, but it can execute stuff. So that can happen if your appliance is unpatched and gets compromised. So the CVEs are 20038 and 20045. There are, this is exotic, and I didn't even know this. There's a software development kit for USB over network, okay? And it has vulnerabilities in it. So this is the Ultima SDK. So this means that a cloud application can write to your USB or removable media device directly, and a whole lot of cloud applications use this. Yeah, and so it can cause just all manner of things like data stealing, but also it can corrupt your operating system. Windows 10 can be compromised with a remote code execution bug by tampering with a web page's input parameters for a drive-by attack. So drive-by, visit the site, get whacked. Zoho is being attacked through their Manage Engine Service Desk Plus cloud application again. And there are a couple of others that are too exotic to explain. So if you're interested in this, Google this one. 14 new web browser attacks that use side channels to do things like steal information from other tabs you have open.
That's just wonderful. Since I have like 85 tabs open.
I know you do.
Because you can see my computer because you're the CISO. Yeah. So so I mean, if you have SonicWall, get patching. Hey, we're coming up to the end of time here. So a couple of important things. One is we have 1 security awareness training left for the year, and then we'll do them again next year. But if you need an invite, email me, jake@criticalinsight.com, and I'll get you an invite. Second is we got new mugs. So if you've noticed me taking a drink, you can even see our logo at the bottom. I guess I gave one to Mike too, but he didn't put anything in it. So good acting there, good acting. And now the kicker, now the thing that makes everybody smile at the end. What do you got?
This is not a smiley business, you know, right? So back to the issue of cyber activism. There are receipt printers, right? So like you go and you buy some Starbucks or something like that, and they've got this printer that spits out your receipt, right? Well, there are receipt printers.
At CVS, they're really long, but yeah.
Yeah, they're like 8 feet long. These receipt printers are printing out anti-work manifestos. No joke. These are being randomly printed all over the place saying things like, you have a protected legal right to discuss your pay with coworkers. And what's the other one? Poverty wages only exist because people are willing to work for them. Right. So that's, to me, that's the 21st century equivalent of the pamphlet, but what underlies that are some significant skills. So funny thing going on, not funny implication. So it's that either that's the kicker, or it's the leader of the U.S. Space Force saying, and I quote, "China poses a tremendous threat to U.S. galactic domination." So take either one of those.
Wait, that's a real thing?
That's a real quote right there.
I don't know how I feel about that. All right. Well, let's go galactically dominate. That sounds like a good idea. We're gonna have. How are we gonna have ransomware in space?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay, good.
We'll have something to do with a satellite in a international space station.
I think it'll have something to do with hamsters, but we'll see.
Good.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
All right. Bye, everybody.